Welcome everybody to another edition of Down and Dirty with the Badger State Tractor Pullers, sponsored by Slama Enterprises, Wettenkamp Transport, Trip Downing, and Front Street Toys. And tonight we got our guest of Mike Whitt from the National Farm Machinery Show Championship Tractor Pull on with us tonight. John Mears is supposed to be coming on with us as well here at some point, so we're hoping that he gets in through the backstage there to see us. But welcome, Mike. How you been?
Thank you. Been doing good. It's about to get real busy.
I bet that.
Yeah.
You were just telling us about all the snow you were hauling out of the parking lot down there too. You know, nobody thinks about that part of it if you get a bunch down there. And you said 400 and some loads a day they've been hauling out?
Yes, they've averaged 450, 460 loads a day for 4 days. And they've put it out it's still there on the property, but it's out about as far as you can go. So,
Okay.
And
Pushing it up,
more
make it a ski mountain.
yes, I told them we could probably ice coat at the top of it, and then we could dig some tunnels in it, and then sell it. And the other thing we could do is sell a date on it, the time that it would eventually melt, and for a jackpot, and that would be a good item too.
Yep. That might be in June sometime if you have a pile that big.
Yes, absolutely.
Yep.
May 3rd, early spring. That's what I'm going with.
Right. That's your pick already, John?
Yep, May 3rd, early spring. Come on, Mike. Go with
That
it.
I'm gonna probably pick about May the 15th. It's gonna be a while. Well, they'll end up taking loaders and tractors and spreading it and keep moving it around to get rid of it quicker, but it's going to be there for quite a while.
Well, if John's taking May 3rd, I'm taking May 2nd.
And the thing about it, we're going to get another 2 to 3 inches tomorrow night. So, they're going to keep adding to it. So
yeah,
it's
one of the years I was in Louisville, we came home and Sunday morning we were going to leave. I bet you there was 3 inches of frozen ice on the vehicle. We couldn't even get the doors open.
Yes.
We had the freezing rain one time, and then that was on the road all the way home too. I think, if I remember right.
Yes, I remember it very well. I ended up driving home that night, in the middle of the night, slept 2 or 3 hours, and I drove back to the fairgrounds by 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning, and that was a trip in itself. So
yeah, I'll bet. Yeah, nice. We're pretty lucky here. We got guys like John Strandley that take care of the highways here. He's the highway department man, an expert, and keeps the sand and salt on the roads. And it's probably, you guys have snow and stuff too, but probably not like we get it up here blowing and ice all year round.
Yeah.
But you guys get quite a bit there. Lately, it's been more there than here, I think.
Yes, and surprising, there's so many places running out of salt. There's people here in Louisville and here in Kentucky that's sent trucks to the middle of Kansas to get salt, which is surprising. Right. So
yeah, there's trucks going in Nebraska and stuff too that from around here that are getting salt for some of the private companies. Yeah, it's just wild.
Yep. I seen on the news the other day that salt pile they had in New York City the backhoes were 2 tiers high. Stacking it up when they were putting it in there, and it looked like it took up like 4 city blocks, that pile. So the salt they have in New York is crazy.
I'm sure it is.
Yeah.
But no, at least the parking lots will be clean, I hope. But next week the weather's supposed to be in the 40s, maybe even up into the 50s.
Nice.
Only thing that bothers me about when it gets into that 60s and then drops back, normally that'll bring some rain, or little snow flurries, but it'd be better than what we've been having.
Right. I don't know. I'd rather load in the snow than in the rain, though. It's a cold rain is pretty wet. Yeah.
Yes.
But,
last year's a little silly loading in the rain there.
Yeah.
So, shivers, that one.
Well, the key to not loading in the rain is probably getting into the finals, right, Mike?
Yes, absolutely. So, and then you could leave it sit into Broadbent Arena until Sunday, and then come over in the daylight and load. And usually the weather's changed by then, so that's the kick. Is you just got to be in the finals on Saturday night.
Right. Well, we'll have to work, make that happen.
So,
Yeah.
Try to anyway.
Easy, Greg. It's easy.
Right. Yeah.
Yep, it's easy. How many
So you
years
have
you
some
been
other
doing?
changes. Oh, sorry, John. You have some other changes going on there, Mike. Some construction and stuff too. You want to tell us a little bit about that?
well, since we've had to move the parking from where we're used to parking close to Broadbent Arena, and you can see the picture here on the screen, um, they're taking up about 7.5 acres to add a new building. And people are going to be surprised how far along this building is. On February the 20th, they're hoping to set the last piece of steel
Oh,
for
really?
it. And it should be open in December of 26. So on down the road, I'm hoping that we can move out of Broadbent into the new building and literally come out of the new building. And you see this green line, that's going to be our travel to get into the red area. And that's where we're parking this year. So where we've been parking is a complete new building. It's 7.5 acres, 358,000 square feet. And
Wow.
it's going to be a livestock building. It'll have overhead doors all the way around it, but it'll be a Class A building, just like the north and the south wing is what they're
Okay.
adding. So it's the purple line is going to be our avenue to go from the parking all the way over to Broadbent. And it's going to be a challenge. They say they were going to have it blacktopped, concreted, or steel plates down for us. So we should not have to drive on any gravel or mud. But that's going to happen about Friday and Saturday. So I'm waiting to see what happens. So
Yeah.
it's going to be a little bit of a challenge because when you come in that gate 4, this new roundabout that was not open last year, and gate 4 was shut down, we would like for you to stage out on the outer side of that lot E, on the outside of the red area. And when you stage out there, then we're going to bring you in and park you. And when you park, you should be able to stay there for the rest of the week. Instead of sitting out in the parking lot like we've normally done on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then bring you in, uh, we're going from about 7.5 acres to 10 acres. So we should have enough area to park everybody in.
That'll be
Okay.
nice. That'll be nice.
And
Is that
let
they're gonna have a truck show in that area as well? I'm sure in March.
Yes, yes. And the truck show, I think they'll end up maybe using the west wing for the pit area instead of traveling all the way back to Broadbent. But with the farm show taking up the west wing, that's why, we're going to Broadbent. And as soon as they get this new building open in December, they will probably February, March, start taking down the west wing. And as soon as they get the west wing down, then they'll add a new building there in front of it.
Oh
So
wow.
they're going to they're adding about 350,000 square feet of new floor space for conventions.
perfect.
I also
Uh,
also heard last year when we were there by some of the people that worked the venue there at Freedom Hall all the time. Were they redoing the bathrooms and some other stuff in Freedom Hall as well?
They're working on those. They're redoing all the new lower seating in Freedom Hall.
Okay.
They finished it up and they were going through there today, even doing a checklist. So not only do we have new parking and new travel to Broadbent, but we're going to have new seating inside of Freedom Hall. So it's going to be a little bit of a challenge this year, but for progress, sometimes you got to take those steps.
Yeah.
for sure. And then we always used to sneak over to a bowling alley years ago and drink some beer, and between sessions there. And I heard you guys bought that and turning that into a parking lot too.
It's already into the parking lot.
Is it?
Yes, I think there's gravel down now. I'm not sure I don't think there's blacktop yet, for the bowling alley, and that whole area down behind the Fairfield Inn, that's all blacktop parking. So they're literally going to be running shuttles this year to pick people up out of the parking lot and bring them up to the front of the building, because the parking lot just keeps getting bigger and bigger.
Well, that's what I was thinking. If you're adding all that building space, you need more parking space too, because obviously you're going to have more people there, I would think, right?
Yes, yes. And yeah, it's, and you know how the old parking, we used to put everybody out in the J lot and H lot and park them across and then bring them over to park them in J. Well, you know, we've looked at it about three different ways, and there's really realistically no good way until this new building is done. But it's just going to be one of those things. We're going to go through it one year and we'll get through it. And then I hope to move into the new building, and we could literally come out of the new building and right into the back edge of Freedom Hall within probably 200 feet when it's all said and done.
Okay. So you're thinking eventually the new building would be staging like Broadbent is? Yes.
That's what I keep bringing it up every meeting I go to, that yes, I'm going to give you, yes, we'll do this, we'll do that. But on the end of it, I want in a new building, and that's what I'm shooting for. So
good.
You guys have a warm up area there, Mike, for like all the smokers, so tossed it out or something? New building?
This new building is a livestock building, and it's a livestock, money that's building it. So they're going to have like 24 overhead doors all the way around it. So we could literally build us a wall in one of those overhead doors, have a warm up area, to have a warm up box, which we can't really have in Broadbent the way it's designed. And that would change everything really about the whole pull itself.
That'd be nice.
For sure. Well, that's a lot of exciting stuff going on there. You guys, you hear about the truck show and some other stuff. You guys, in the lawnmower show, I've had friends go down to that. You guys have stuff going on there quite often year round, right?
Yes. There's 252 shows there a year. This past weekend, they had a boat RV show in the south wing. In the north wing, they had a gun show. And in the Broadbent, they had the circus. 2 weeks ago, they had cheerleading and a car show, but with all the snow coming in, they canceled it. So there's multiple shows going on there all the time.
That's good for the economy in Louisville, right?
Yes.
Yep.
And you'll be surprised. They'll have shows there that I don't even hear about or know anything's. Oh yeah, we had this and this, but it'll maybe just be a dealer show where the only dealers are attending, and you don't ever hear about it at all.
Yep.
So
the one thing a cab driver told me one time, I was there, I don't know if it's true or not, but he told me that the farm show brings more money into the Louisville than the Kentucky Derby.
I'm not sure. I'm not going to butt heads against the Derby, because the Derby's a week long and they really jack the prices on hotels, restaurants, Airbnbs, everything. And they'll have 100,000 people there on Saturday. So the Derby's probably a little bit above the farm show, but farm show's number 2. And the farm show generates more money for the fairgrounds than the North American Livestock Show or the State Fair. Okay. So it is number 1 on that.
Well, what this guy told me, he says, you farmers all come to town, you act like you're broke, but you spend more money and go to more bars and drink more beer than anybody around. But these other people come and they spend a lot of money too. But he had his reasoning. I thought it was funny.
Yes, and it's probably true too, because most of the Derby people come in on Saturday and leave on Saturday night, where the farm show, everybody's here for at least 4 days.
Yep.
And you'd be surprised on like ticket sales. Most of your ticket sales are for 1 night or 2 days. they come in for the farm show one day, go to the tractor pull one night, and they'll take in the farm show and then head home. So
Yep.
the turnover on the seats is surprisingly, like a 2-day show, which
Yep.
is so.
That's pretty
Impressive.
good. Yep. And I, I forgot I was going to go with that, but slipped my mind here. But I'll get back to that. But yeah,
See,
well,
and
I think I was going with the COVID years. During COVID, there it was down quite a bit, right?
yes.
And I think last year it was back to really good numbers attending.
Oh, yes. Yes, very good numbers and
Yep.
surprising. Um, the live streaming numbers have gone up, the attendance has gone up. Live streaming has really never hurt the show itself. And the facility has decided to take the live streaming in-house this year. So there you can go to streamchamppull.org to see the live streaming. And it's something they've wanted to do. They've been doing live streaming for the Saddlebred Horse Show for about 20 some years. And they have a group that handles all the Saddlebred horse shows. So now they're going to start handling the tractor pull.
Yeah.
Right.
And our Ryan Zolik going to help out with that down there too. So that's awesome.
Yes. So it's going to be, not only is the construction, the parking, the new seating arrangements. So, we'll just add live streaming on it too. So
Yep.
it's
Two things that I thought really, really cool over the last, I don't know however many years that I've been there, but the last 20, I haven't been there as much due to my job, but I was there last year. And one of the other times was Lee Greenwood ended up bumping into me when he come out to sing there, I think for the 50th or whatever it was. And I was standing in the hot pit and he bumped into me coming through in the dark there. And then the other one was the Secretary of Agriculture there last year. I thought that was awesome that you guys got her to come in there and speak to everybody. And I thought that was cool. That was very cool.
And, we had meetings like on Wednesday, Thursday, that yes, this could possibly happen if she got appointed on Friday, and not knowing that she was going to get appointed Friday morning. So when she got appointed Friday morning, then at 2:30 in the afternoon, I get a text message, hey, a meeting. So I go to it. Hey, it's back on. So, but she's not going to be here until 7:00. I said, well, we're going to do it between the first and second class. And so we had multiple meetings last year, trying to make all that work. And it was pretty interesting, to say the least.
I
I'll
bet.
bet.
But it sure looked awesome when you guys brought her in there. And that whole place roared pretty good about it.
So
That was good. That's the kind of stuff that makes it special, I think.
Yeah.
Lee Greenwood there for the 50th and having the Secretary of Ag there. You're not going to see that at your local tractor pull.
no. And it's and that was her first public appearance as being the Commissioner of Agriculture for the United States. So that's pretty special. There's only going to be one. So
Yeah. That is cool. It was cool to be a part of that. And, nobody knew, even, the people that I was around, what's going on with this? What's going on? And then all of a sudden the tractor come in and you guys started announcing it. And that was phenomenal.
it's they were wanting to keep everything pretty tight-lipped because they weren't sure it was even going to happen, and then I think between flights, getting to Louisville and some of that, it was one of those 5:00 times that 5:00, yes, it's going to happen. So
Yep. Well, even that, getting the plane in there, trying to at traffic coming in, how would you, to the pull and out, the traffic is usually terrible. Getting in and out is I shouldn't say terrible, but it's busy, right?
yes, and
getting in there.
And I think she was probably on property by about 7:00, 7:30. So, and then she literally came in and was introduced within probably 15 minutes when she from the time she, got to the fairgrounds. And then she literally went over to the south wing and walked through, and they had a lot of the exhibitors and manufacturers over there. So she was even over there for another hour or so, meeting a lot of people.
Perfect. Perfect. Yep. So yeah, it'd be hard to schedule that this year with all the other stuff you have going on.
Yes.
Yeah, we get all that stuff under your hat this year, right?
Yes, it would. But
Yeah.
I mean, from day to day, you never know what's going to happen there because something comes about, all the time. So
Yep.
that's what makes it interesting.
Yep. I helped put a few tractor pulls on around here, and I can't imagine putting that one on. How many headaches we have here, and just our small pulls and your big one there. That's a lot of responsibility and a lot of. You hope you've got good people working for you. I'm sure of that.
Yes, it takes probably 45 people that, I mean, it's not me, it's all them that does the job. And I just kind of try to point them or guide them in the right direction. So to make it all work. But we've literally, all the barriers are in Freedom Hall. The smoke tube is in there. We've started working on it, putting it together. So things are starting to happen, and they're starting to even bring some equipment in to the south wing, north wing, getting things set up for. It's not something that doesn't happen just overnight.
Yeah. Well, talking about the smoke tube, I talked to John a little bit about. He says you guys buy like new sections for the beginning of it, a few new sections every year, and update it. That's a lot of work to get all that fixed and built into it right away too, right?
Yes, we took it apart back in December, checked it all out, and we've got some new pieces coming in that should have been here Friday. I thought for sure I would see it today, but it's not here yet. So it makes you a little bit nervous, but it takes probably 2 to 3 days to get it all put together. And we even have the extra backup hose out in the horse walk we're working on today. And we'll take it out there probably tomorrow, Wednesday, weather permitting, and get it set. So if we do have a problem, we can bring the other one in and be ready to go.
Okay. And Vaughn's there with the sled and getting it all ready to hooked up. Is he usually there now too, or?
No. Vaughn, he'll roll in on Monday, and he'll be here on Monday with the scales, and we'll get the scales set. And then that is really why we wait till Tuesday even start putting tractors in Broadbent Arena, because it's usually Monday afternoon when he shows up. Sometimes even 6 or 7 o'clock Monday evening, depending on the weather. And we'll get Broadbent set. The boys that drive the tow tractors come out of Owensboro, and they'll roll in Tuesday. We mark the floor, and we're ready to start, getting vehicles inside Broadbent.
Yep. For the people that haven't been there, it's something to orchestrate them tractors, getting them in and out of there. You guys have got her down pat. Works great. So, but there might be a little chink this year with the new parking, but everybody, for people to figure out where they're supposed to go. That's why I'm glad we're having you on here, because a lot of people ask, I heard it's all this, I heard it's that. No better way to tell people with the map there and what we're doing, right? Or what you're doing.
Yes, absolutely. And I think we're going to have enough parking where before we had the puller parking for their personal vehicles up above Broadbent, above the haulers. And we're going to try to even let you all park your personal vehicles by your haulers.
Ooh, that would be
We'll have
great.
some areas, you all might have to do a little double parking and move for one another, but I think we're going to have enough area to make it work. So.
That would be great. That's music to a lot of guys' ears.
Yeah.
Yep.
That is.
Did we have a comment or a question on there before, Ryan?
Yeah. David Smithback was on there and said Mike and his crew does a great job, and that's true. Yeah. If anybody that's never been to Louisville and seen the championship tractor pull, you got to go. You got to go once. You just got to go there and experience the whole thing and walk through Broadbent and talk to all the pullers, and you'll see Mike walking around all over the place. You never know where you're going to run into Mike. He's on the move the whole time there. And then to see the pull and how it's all orchestrated there at night, and announcers, how they handle everything, and how all the pullers are brought in and they're lined up in order and they get pulled out, and it's just it's a song playing. Everybody's moving, everybody's rolling, and there's very little downtime. Very little.
Well, we hope there's not downtime. That's our goal. And the the tractor drivers, they all come out of Owensboro, and that is the part of the original crew that started the tractor pull. That's some grandsons and sons that still come and help us. And they've been there for years and years, and there's a few of them that very seldom ever see a tractor even go down the track. And
Yeah.
so they're devoted, to their job.
Is Danny
Good.
Christian still back this year?
Yes. Danny will be, he'll still be here grading the track, and he's not going to give it up at all. So
That's
he's an
fun to watch.
icon out there. Yep.
yes.
Yep. So I want to say something about what David said there too, with the pullers, getting to talk to him. We brought a young man down with us that just loves pulling. He watches it all on TV, and he'd never been to Louisville before. We brought him with us, and I'm standing there. I said, "Hey, Kevin," I walked back. It was Kevin Masterson, and he's a great fan of Kevin Masterson's, And he said, "You know Kevin Masterson?" I said, "Yeah." "Oh, that's cool." He said, "Well, let's go talk to him." He could not believe that you could walk up to the pullers and talk to them by their tractors if they were standing there, and they were all gentlemen and all great to talk to.
Yeah. Yes.
He thanks me to this day for showing him that down there, and that's one part of our sport that I think is really great that you don't get in other sports.
True.
That it is a open pit area, and anybody can walk up to the other one and literally talk to them, and 99% of the pullers are going to talk to you as long as you want to stand there.
100%. Yep.
So,
and I've met some great friends down there that I only see there, and I see him. Phil Typen, was one of my good friends. I met him down there, and Scott, and years ago, and just got to be good friends with their family too. So, my experience, and everybody has something like that. I'm sure of that.
yes. That, and then especially when you go over to the New Holland booth and you see your tractor sitting over there in the New Holland booth.
Yeah. Last year we were supposed to do a meet and greet there for an hour, and 3 hours later, it was 5 o'clock, and the people were still there hanging around talking. I thought it was fun. It was great. And I want to thank you guys. I know it's a big pain for you guys to do this, but I appreciate it. I'm sure New Holland does too.
So, yes. And believe it or not, you've created a little following now. So now we've got a John Deere going to the John Deere booth, and we've got another tractor going to another booth. So, it just keeps growing and growing, Greg.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, sorry about that.
Nice job, Elsie.
Well, you can blame that on Emily.
Can't take it anywhere.
Oh.
Anywhere.
But
No,
the New Holland people said it was a great draw to their booth, that it just made people hang around, and they thought, they'd want people to walk in and talk to them. Right.
Yes.
I think
And it's really, it's not a problem. And we will take care of doing it to make sure that they are happy, and you're happy. So
right.
That it's all good.
Yep.
I think a lot of people that go to the farm show, there's thousands and thousands of people go to the farm show that may not see the truck and tractor pull, but walking through that farm show, when they see one of the tractors there or whatever, truck in a booth or something like that, I mean, that's huge. And I think it actually is, opens their eyes more, that maybe get some more that want to come to the pulls at night to see, this tractor pull. I think it'll help it out.
Yes, absolutely.
And there was people I talked to in the farm show that didn't even know that Broadbent was there.
Right.
Well, look, I said, they're all sitting over in this, couple people, they're all sitting over this building over here, So I think it helped out a little bit. James Easy says, when in doubt, blame Greg.
Right. I think they're working on having some signs with QR codes so that you are here. And that way, because the facility is so big, you can literally get lost and get
Oh, yeah.
turned around. And with a QR code, you'll be able to take your phone, take a picture. And if you wanted to go to Broadbent to see the pulling vehicles, it'll take you on a map.
Yep. Yep.
So
I always say, I got a couple friends that are going down this year that never been there, and I told them, bring like 3 different pairs of shoes that are comfortable, tennis shoes, your work boots that are comfortable, and something else. And plan on, if you're going to walk through the farm show, if you want to see everything in the farm show, and you still might not catch it all, it'll take you 2 full days to walk through it.
yes.
Right. Especially if you stop and talk to people, and ask, you see something you want to talk to, you might be there. All of a sudden you're there 45 minutes. And you're like, holy smokes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
vendors, different
And
things. Yeah. It's
and that's
great.
not counting the people you're going to run into that you already know, that you haven't seen for a month or two when you're walking through too.
Yep.
True.
Yep. But, the state, the farm show in Wisconsin here, I forget what the farm technology days, it's not as big as it used to be. I don't, but Louisville doesn't seem like it's ever lost a step, so.
It's there's been I think it's a little bit of a roller coaster. There's some times when the farming economy, is down a little bit. Yes, it probably might take a little bit of a hit, but the other part, it helps. Look at all the bad weather and how many people's been in the house or haven't been out traveling or anything. And now the farm show's coming about, and let's go for a day or two. Let's get out of here and get some fresh air. So,
Yep.
and I
And
think,
see some people.
yes.
Yep.
So,
Yeah.
Yep. It's a good time of the year too. Not a lot of holidays. You miss Valentine's Day every year, but that's part of it. Take her along.
so it's just part of it, I mean, all you got to do is look at Valentine's Day, it's the farm show. So,
Yep.
so.
Yep. Right.
Yeah.
Right. You need to
My
sell flowers down there. Somebody's got to sell flowers so you can give them to your honey when you're down there. So for Valentine's. That'd be a good job for John.
Yes.
Yeah. You'd still forget, Greg. I'd have to send a text to remind you.
Probably. Yep.
It's
Nope.
always my birthday week down there too, Mike. So I used to celebrate my birthday in Louisville every year. That was a lot of fun.
Yes. That no, there's probably been a lot of memories made right there in Louisville that one week.
Oh yeah. I remember a lot of times downtown when Coyotes was the place to go down there, and Rudy was there. But fun. I think 4th Street is I like it better than I do. Wait, the last year I missed was 1991, going to the farm show. So my National Guard unit was I couldn't leave. I couldn't go more than 2 hours from the base, but it was that was the last time I missed it. So. But it's changed a lot. Downtown is way nicer. The Yum Center there in 4th Street. I think it's really it went in the right direction.
Yes, it's
I think
no,
so
it's
a lot of fun there.
And the city of Louisville, they respect the farm show for what it brings to Louisville too, and especially all the bourbon distilleries and the bourbon tours and everything of that nature.
Louisville Slugger Museum.
Yep.
That's a great attraction.
And you'd be surprised how many people do not realize Churchill Downs is only 4 blocks away from the fairgrounds.
Yeah.
Yep. You go there, and I've done the tour there, and you hear the story about Secretariat's heart being 19 pounds, 17 or 19 pounds, where the average horse's heart is 11 pounds or something. When you do the tour and they tell you that, and the Slugger factory is cool. And one of the coolest things I've done is the zip lining under the fairgrounds there for that mega caverns or whatever it is.
Yes, the mega cave. Yes.
Yep. That was a lot of fun. There's a lot to do, in Louisville other than the farm machinery show. And you're there, if you want to do a day of something else, there's all kinds of things to do. Like you said, the bourbon tour, that's fun.
Yes. It's you just got to venture out a little bit. So
Yep.
It's there to do it.
Somebody's,
So.
About 9 miles of walking. We tried to see most of the show in a day.
So.
I would have guessed it's more than 9 miles, but right.
It's a
That's
yeah,
no,
a
I
lot.
usually put probably 10 to 12 miles every day. That 1 week I'll step it up pretty good.
Yeah, that's a lot of steps.
And I was a kid. You're always on the move when you're down there, Mike. And I see you walk by, and you're taking care of this, taking care of that, on the phone, talking to this guy, going over here. And I mean, you're in and out all the time. You're on the move.
So do you take a vacation when you're done with it?
The wife wants to, and we probably will this year. There's been some years we haven't. She's sitting here watching me right now. So, yes.
Like
Yep.
just like
She's
the
gonna hold you to that vacation.
Yes.
Yep.
So,
Yep. So
and go ahead.
She probably needs one too when you're done there.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. So, but no, it's all good. And I've had tickets since 1976 at the farm show, Tractor Pull. So,
really,
and there was a few years I would be literally pulling with TNT indoors, maybe someplace else, and didn't make all the shows, but that's how long I've been going. So, or part of it.
that is a long time too.
How long been in your position working it?
Since like 2000. So about 20. This will be 26 years. So,
Wow.
Who did it before you?
like the original guys that started the tractor pull: Jerry Beard, Donnie Biddle, Billy Joe Miles, Carl Mercer, Walter Harned, Drag Burns. And Joe England. That was the originals. And then they added, there was two other guys that were added into their group, and they're the ones that started it originally. And then about 5 or 6 years into it, maybe, well, I guess 10 years, that's when they started TNT Motorsports and started going around doing indoor truck and tractor pulls. So, but they were all grain farmers from Owensboro.
Right.
Wow. So for some of the fans that don't know about Louisville, this is an invite only. So there's a committee. How many people are in the committee? I mean, you have to apply, send in your pictures, accomplishments of your year, so on and so forth. And then how many in the committee pick and choose, and how long does that take?
There's 4 to 5 of us that will go over the applications, and usually it takes about 2 weeks, and we'll meet 5 to 6 times. We'll go over a class, get it set, go to another class or two, and then we back up and start over that one class we've already finished to see if there's any things that we've missed or changed. So that's why it's so important to fill out your application to the fullest of every place you hooked all summer long, whether it's with 4 different organizations or you only hooked with one organization. But we want the people that hooked the most and who had the best record throughout the season.
And that's the way it should be. That's good. That's the best way to do it. So how many, I'm just thinking Don and Kevin Masterson's the father, son that been there since the beginning till now. Is there any teams that have been there every year since, or?
No, well, the Blagraves could have been on that record, but one year they only hooked 2 or 3 times, so we didn't accept them. And until the next summer, when I was talking to Steve and he told me, and then I felt like, man, we really let them down, but if you're going to take the best of the best, for the last season, and even if you were to win Louisville last year, there's no guarantee you're going to get in Louisville this year. And in years in the 70s and 80s, if you won, you automatically got back in. Well, we've started kind of changing that. You need to go out and pull all summer long to be able to get into Louisville for the record, and you just can't get in off last year's results.
Okay. And that's good for pulling all around, because guys, I would call this the Super Bowl of pulling. Guys want to get there, and it helps the sport everywhere if you're supporting it all year, I believe.
And the numbers kind of go up and down from different classes. You think that, yes, we do have 4 classes of the pro stocks, but this year we had like 62 tractors for 48 spots. So then you've got some very good pro stocks that you're leaving out, and that makes it tough. So it's one of those jobs that's not good that you want to do, but somebody has to do it.
Right.
Somebody has, and there's probably a lot of classes like that there's stacks of applicants that are still left that didn't make the cut. Out of all the classes and everybody that applies, from all over the country to, Canada to, there's been tractors that have come from the Netherlands, so that's a hard job. I don't know if I'd want that job. That'd be hard to pick and choose.
It's hard to do it. But like your limited pro and your super farms, a lot of them have kind of figured out our routine of picking that you need to win either a region or this association to even get qualified. So there's times I think there's a few more could send in their applications because who knows what we're going to do next. There's no set in stone of how we go about it. And that's why we keep it that way, is because we can change it up a little bit. And say your 2-wheel drive, we might go about it this way, your top 4 to 5 out of your 3 main, organizations. But you go over to Super Farm and Limited Pro, we might go about a different avenue and pull in more regions and things of that nature.
Right. And that's why I feel you should apply, because you never know what happens if you'd add another session of them.
Yes.
Or something. And then, not saying that that's what you're doing, but what if that did happen and you wanted enough of them to fill another one up? You'd hope you'd have enough applicants.
So, and, we're even looking at some place down the road to maybe even bringing the 5.0 pro stocks in. And so then if we do that, which class are we going to take away, to add in? But, yes, they're starting to get enough good numbers that they're deserving to be there too.
Yep. And they put on a good show too. They do.
Yes.
That's hard. That is the hard part about it with all the classes that are there. Is what session do you take out, or do you run just the one session, and whoever the winner is the champ, or how do you go about it? That's, where all of you committee, talk, and
right.
That's hard to say.
And another thing that's happening is, say the guys and Outlaws and the Western Series, and they go to a box turbo and the limited pros. Do you have a night for them and the ones that aren't box turbo or something like that? I'm not saying that's what happened, but that's going to be a decision to make at some point too, I would think, right?
Yes. And what makes it so tough is when you've got 3 different organizations that really have all their rules just a little bit different, and we try to tweak them and put them all together in one class. And that's what makes it tough. If they're close, it's easy. But when they kind of start going one way or the other, that's where it makes it a little bit harder to get them to all line up together.
Yep. Well, for instance, that Super Farm was NTPA with a, no intercooler and, PPL with an intercooler and a slotted housings, or, all that stuff changes. The guys always make it work. If you're invited, they'll get a turbo to make it work when you can go. You know what I mean?
Yes. And we try to keep it where you do not have to spend money. We do not want you spending money on a intercooler to come to Louisville. That's why we had them take the intercoolers off. It's easier to take one off and make the class versus everybody go buy an intercooler for one hook.
Right.
So from some of us on the committee being pullers over the years, we've tried to look at it from that, that angle of it too.
Because it's a financial undertaking to come down, bring your tractor down, and get hotel rooms for your family. If you're bringing a bunch of people along, it's an expense, right?
Yes.
And that, yeah, and you don't want to put guys in financial trouble just to come.
No, and it ought to be like you said, a vacation.
Yep.
So.
Yep. I know that's our vacations were down there for many years and had a lot of fun. That's why we went and found other stuff to do, the bourbon tours, the zip lining, and tours of all the stuff. It was fun, to see all that.
That was my vacation too. It was last year.
Yep. Yep.
So.
Yep. Was last year.
Right.
My
biggest miss of everything though is the Buckhead. When the restaurant was there, I don't know, you know the Buckhead restaurant?
Yes, absolutely.
I love that place. That was my favorite place to eat ever.
Yes.
So, but it's gone. And COVID, after COVID, they decided not to keep it or something like that. But it's into a brewery now. It's pretty good there too.
So, it's one thing is going to be kind of a shock to a few of the guys that would go out to Stooges, just south of the airport there. That's where the airplane ended up, right behind it. So I don't think Stooges is going to be open this year. So I know some of the boys out of Texas that would go out there quite a bit. And so they're going to have to find that other little dive bar someplace.
Yeah, there's a few of them around. We've found them. Karaoke, I was singing one night when I pulled into the wrong one. You didn't want to hear me singing karaoke.
So.
But in my mind, I thought it was great.
Oh yeah. Yep. I can see that. Yeah.
Yep. But there's a lot of stuff to do, and the farm show is a lot to do itself. It's a lot of fun. So, Mike, I want to thank you for coming on. And if you've got anything else you want to tell the people about something different that weekend, you let them know here. Or if anybody's got any questions, pop them up here pretty quick. And
no,
and
just the new live streaming will be on stream champpull.org. There's still tickets available. Even if you just want to come to the farm show, walk around, look at everything, you're more than welcome. We'd be glad to have you.
Ryan, you can put that this live stream connection up on our screen here and put it out with the rest of the stuff, can you? Oh, Ryan's still awake?
Yeah.
I'm here.
Yeah.
Run that link up above this with when we put it out on Facebook for us for Mike.
Yeah.
Show.
Yeah, we'll share that. We'll share that out and I'll make a post with the map as well.
Okay,
That'd be great.
That'd be great.
Yeah, so we'll do our part here in the Badger State and help you out, Mike, get that all set up. And I'll be watching from home for sure. So.
All right. Nope. Sounds good. Thank you all for having me.
All right. Hey, thanks for coming on, Mike. And next week we've got a group coming from the Netherlands that they're stopping at Fair Valley Performance Monday afternoon, and they're going to be in my shop Monday night. And they're on their way to Louisville, but they wanted to stop up here to visit Dennis, and Chris Feller's bringing them in with his stuff. So we'll have them on that'll be our show next Monday night. So
when you get to Louisville, Greg, be sure and look me up and we'll take them for a walk down on the track and everything.
We will do that. That'll be great. Thanks, Mike. I appreciate it, and I know they will too.
So
yeah.
All right. Not a problem.
All right. Yep.
All right.
Thanks, Mike.
See you.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye.
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 We'd like to thank Slama Enterprises, Trip Downing, Front Street Toys, and Wetton Camp Transport for sponsoring Down and Dirty with the Badger State Tractor Pullers. Thanks everybody for watching, and we'll see you next week.
Yep. See you next week.